625, welcome back. It's been 2 years since we last checked in on a multi-billion-dollar water power project in York County. This developer remains confident it'll happen, but the project continues to face some resistance, and now another lawsuit. Fox 43's James Tully talked with both sides on where things stand today.
Cuffs Run isn't underwater yet, but anger and confusion was flooding this public meeting back in March of 2024.
They don't own all of the land, period.
As members of FERC, the Federal Regulatory Commission, looked on.
How often do we have to go through this process? I mean, this is like harassment.
Fast forward 2 years and the process continues. Bill McMahon has been a part of several attempts to build a hydropower facility here. Now it's called the York Energy Storage Project. Fritz Schroeder with the Lancaster Conservancy is leading a charge against it.
Why FERC has decided to quote-unquote rubber stamp this preliminary permit and continue to let York Energy Storage come back to this area and continue to pursue a project when they've failed repeatedly is something we don't truly understand. And that's one of the reasons we decided we needed to take legal action. We needed to force the issue.
McMahon, however, is confident this time will be different.
There wasn't a need at that time for that much power. 30 years have gone by, and the situation is drastically different. The market is now more ripe than it ever was before, and that's why the previous efforts didn't work out.
The $2.3 billion project would build a nearly 2-mile dam and pump storage facility at Cuffs Run Ravine and Creek, flooding 580 acres and displacing around 40 residents.
It's some of the best agricultural and forest land in our region. Most of it is actually protected land that they would be removing from protection. All of that is a really bad message to our communities.
This is as remote and poorly used property that's out there right now. And for people to say it's so great and valuable is just trying to say we don't want anything to happen.
The Conservancy and its partners are appealing FERC's decision to grant a preliminary permit last year, hoping to halt the project. McMahon says that approval shows its national importance. Fritz Schroeder with the Conservancy understands our energy grid's going to need some help, but questions this approach to it.
There are huge energy needs. All things being equal, if you put $2.5 billion on the table, how would you spend it? You would not spend it on 1960s era technology in an open pump storage facility.
He feels this makes no sense at all, and natural gas would be a better option. McMahon strongly disagrees.
We take that power during the nighttime, off-peak periods, and we save it. And we do lose 20% efficiency. The gas turbines that they're talking about are less efficient than we are. There are no gases, there are no solids, there are no liquids that come out of the plant, and so we're greener than all the rest of those options.
McMahon adds any displaced property owners would be compensated. Best case scenario for him, this still wouldn't be completed for another decade. In Chanceford Township, York County, James Tully, Fox 43 News.